I don't want to be two films and then you have forgotten. You feel somebody is a superstar and all that only when that vibe comes from them. So both of us are a little bit new. We are kind of Bhavesh Joshi in real life also. Cricket. I played for Karnataka regional and under 14 and under 16.
Asen, ki kortasen.
Because it won't happen कि एक दिन वो film मिलेगी and उसी दिन आप prove करोगे.
Hi guys, welcome to the episode 2 of Inspiration with Rids, my live chat show where I bring in guests from various fields who have achieved in their respective fields beyond travel and photography, which is what I specialize in, and try and decode the truth behind their inspiring journey. So on today's episode, we have a fantastic, talented young actor. We are talking about Priyanshu Penoli. Priyanshu is the main antagonist in the new Netflix Big Bang Hollywood flick Extraction. He was a villain against Chris Hemsworth, quite a tall order. He was also the titular role in Bhavesh Joshi's Superhero, directed by fantastic Vikramaditya Motwane. He's also done a lot of work on the web space, Soulmates, Upstarts. We are going to ask him today about his inspiring journey, how he wanted to become an actor, what he did to arrive where he is today, what's his future plan, and what keeps him going.
Hi.
Hi, Priyanshu. Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Okay, Priyanshu. So, কেমন আছেন? কি করতেছেন? বোম্বে আছেন না ব্যাঙ্গালোরে আছেন?
I am in Dehradun. I'm doing very, very good. I think I can understand that much. Little bit of Bengali.
Man.
इतना तो थोड़ा बहुत तो समझ गया है. हाँ.
You just threw back googly at me because I thought I'll just catch you off guard. So listen, I'm a Bengali, okay, and I have my roots in Bangladesh. So I've heard my grandmother, speak Bangal, and you almost convinced me in your role of Amir Asif in Extraction that you could speak the language. So great work on that.
Thank you. Good to hear that from somebody who knows it, because I think people are getting confused of what we are trying to do, and some people say कि नहीं ये तो Bengali नहीं है ऐसे, but this is a Bangladeshi Bengal, also very street side local different variations. So Rafael, our coach, who was a Bangladeshi guy from Dhaka, he said let's try and do the street side one. And it was an attempt. I think a lot of people have liked it. At least the character has been a little bit, been impressive. So that's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, so I thought you would not be able to answer. The fact is that you understood and answered. It just shows how hard you worked in getting that right. So thank you for being a sport. This was completely off the hook. But first of all, thank you for joining. And it's very, very generous of you to come live today and share your experience. So let's now jump into the right questions. So the first section is more about understanding your background and journey. We call this section as Insights. So as far as I know, you are a Bangalore boy.
My introduction is always, I'm a North Indian from South India. I'm actually a Dehradun boy, as in I'm a Pahadi guy. Garhwalis. My surname is Penoli. Garhwalis originally. But why my South Indian also is because most of my life I've been in Bangalore. My schooling, college, till my work life happened in Bangalore. So that's why North Indian boy from South India living in Bombay now. Yeah.
So let's start from your childhood, right? So I feel that childhood is very important in shaping up the dreams that we see for a life. Take us back a little to your childhood, how you grew up, what happened that you wanted to become an actor.
See, I grew up in a typical, also that time MG Road, if you're in Bangalore right now, you would know MG Road, and it's the main commercial road, but we have most of the defense areas over there. And I spent my childhood in MG Road. There's a colony called Karyappa Colony where I grew up. It's bang on MG Road. Then we have our RSI, the Army Club next to it. We have Army School just behind. So everything was close-knit. We all defense people would just run and play there, and we had the school behind. Thanks to my parents, they gave us a little bit of freedom, which kind of gave us confidence of, even when you're young, for a young kid to be told ki jao, jaake bread leke aa jao and go to the market and walk alone, and you're given 15 rupees. So bread 12 rupees ki hoti thi, but 3 rupees ki mujhe softy khani hoti thi. So utna main hamesha rakhta tha ki, if I'm going, then I will have my ice cream and come back. So my mom always knew ki isko extra dene hai. Matlab kaam main free mein nahi karunga. Our school was such, we were a lot into sports and co-curricular activities. My main aim of going to school was going to the auditorium and checking ki notice board mein kya laga hai, which is the next competition. I was hardly in the class, but I was good in studies in the sense of, last minute I would give my full 100% and get good marks. But I've got 88 also in my accounts. I've got
Awesome.
good
Just
80
say,
in
just
90.
88. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. मतलब इतना मैं बुरा ऐसा वो नहीं था कि pass हो गया. In fact, when 12th standard happened, I was called by the principal on day one. I looked at the peon. He came to the class and मैंने कहा कि मैंने क्या किया ना मैंने कुछ शीशा तोड़ा ना मैंने कोई कुछ किया है ना मैंने किसी को परेशान किया है या मैं एग्जाम में भी अच्छे से पास हो गया. So he said, नहीं प्रिंसिपल बुला रही है. And I was called to the principal office and principal banned me from doing anything in the co-curricular or in sports
Okay.
because
So
they
that you can concentrate
on studies only because otherwise 11th standard I was only running around. But they also knew that most of our, I mean, I can brag about it also that, but most of the trophies were, from our team, whether it was a dance team or we were getting
Please brag.
the basketball. Yeah. So the basketball trophies, the first time we kind of got our jerseys in. And so I think
Got it.
the drama and dance and everything was since the school days.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of us kind of do this co-curricular activities in school. Like I know that I have done that a lot, but I've never thought of becoming an actor. Now, taking that decision is something else, right? So what really got you to do that? When did you start dreaming of becoming an actor?
Actually, I was kind of confused. I mean, like any other young kid, I think, everybody's confused ki kya banna hai bade hoke. Coming from defense background, you look at your father. I wanted to become a fighter pilot. I wanted to get into the army. Then I wanted to become a cricketer. Then I wanted to become many things. But tab tak when I reached college, and again, I started doing theatre professionally in college.
Okay. And where was your college?
Nice college. For some time I was there. Because then my attendance was short and then I left it and I went somewhere else to study filmmaking. But even though when I was in Christ college, they're very strict about attendance. So I was only doing, again, stage and dance and drama. I started doing theatre professionally. I realized I can be so many people. So when you're acting, when you're playing characters, because I wanted to be cricketer and this and that and, army guy and everything, when I'm on stage for 2 hours, I'm not myself. I'm being somebody else. That kind of really hit me. And the emotional connect which people give you, people get goosebumps when you do something. You get goosebumps when you do a dance step or you emote. So that kind of really hit me emotionally.
When did you shift to Bombay? I heard that you studied in University of Mumbai somewhere. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, you
No, I never
wrong news.
I think it's in Wikipedia there. And
that's correct.
It's wrongly written there. I never studied in Mumbai. All my studies happened in Bangalore. We started working in Bangalore. Me and some of my friends, we started a production company of our own. We started doing documentaries. I used to love shooting and be behind the camera as well. I made a lot of music videos, some corporate ads. But theatre was going on the side. And I really wanted to be an actor. So primarily, the goal was, let's be actor. And telling stories was there. I mean, it was my secondary thing. I still do it. I keep making short films. So it was suddenly 2010 when I just decided, I told my parents, I want to shift to Mumbai. And they were like, but why? I had plans of going to Australia to do my higher studies. I thought I'll do specialization in any technical audio engineering or editing or something, learn more of camera. But instead of going to Australia, then I said, let me go to Mumbai and pursue acting and everything together. और जो आप फीस के पैसे वहां देने वाले थे मुझे 1 साल का रेंट दे देना. And maybe I will, then after that I'll take over. And
so your parents were cool about it or they came round after some time?
I think I kept giving them surprises from the school days and college days a lot. When I kept shifting gears or when I just suddenly said कि मुझे filmmaking सीखनी है, अब मुझे music video बनानी है. So they knew कि at least that, I will be awake day and night and I'll make sure that happens. When I had not learned filmmaking also, when I had not even gotten to the course, I took part in this competition, which was A.R. Rahman's song. And this company wanted us to edit it on Apple. Also time Apple got naya tha.
Okay.
I was not even a person who has learned editing or anything. I shot a music video. I was in the top 10. I was called to the Apple office in Chennai. Was asked to edit. So my family saw कि यार ये मतलब करता तो है. And he's proving himself there somewhere. So when I said Mumbai, it was a surprise, it was a shock. But then they said, okay, let him try. 2010, I moved in there. Just kept going. So
when you say this, it sounds like a natural progression for somebody as creative as you are. But when you arrived at Mumbai, since then, I'm sure there have been a lot of bumps, right? I mean, nothing comes easy. I have heard your interview where you mentioned you don't really like talking about your journey as a struggle. But still tell me a little bit about it, because a lot of our listeners are aspiring artists in various fields and they all go through these days of ups and downs. And how did you keep yourself motivated?
What I was always sure of when I arrived in Mumbai, for me, I have not come there to be one film actor. When I came in 2010, I just did not want to come on big screen. That is not just the only
Okay.
goal. I don't want to just become famous. I don't want to be 2 films and then you are forgotten.
Hmm.
I'm here for long run. I'm here till I survive. I'm gonna keep giving you entertainment till I'm 60, 70, whenever I can act. I want to keep doing films. So for a long run, it's gonna take me time. I'll have to work on myself. I mean, I think I would want to say that today that it's easier to become famous, but it's difficult to be talented and famous. So focus on being talented, focus on your craft, keep working on it. Somewhere you will get one of those, opportunity which just takes you up. I believe in very sportsmanship. Like if you see any sportsman, Usain Bolt, MS Dhoni, take anybody's story. They are doing running, they are working on their sports every day. Usain Bolt would run his, track every day. But it's only the one day when he wins that medal, right?
Right.
When he becomes famous, from day one, my focus was let me just keep running every day. Let me keep
Right.
doing something or the other. I did several short films. I did several theater stuff. I wanted to just learn. And even today, I haven't achieved it. And I still want to learn more. There's so much to do as an actor when you tell stories. So I learn from different actors. I keep taking from different films. So thankfully, my journey wise, then I started doing theater. I learned from Rajat Kapoor, Shahnaaz Patel. But definitely there are those times when you're like, where are we going? What is happening? Why isn't things moving ahead? Why am I just stuck in this one place? I'm only earning this much. Oh my God, how am I going to survive later? Money, of course, plays a big part because you've come from outside, paying rent, and you're staying with a lot of boys. I started living in a house where we were 4, 5 boys sharing an apartment. All that definitely happened. But I'm saying if you're going to focus on that and you'll forget your craft, don't focus on the money for some time. If you can do that. मेरे को लगता है अगर आप 50 रुपीज में भी हैप्पी रह सकते हो उतना ही हैप्पीनेस 500 में भी आती है और वही 5 lakhs में भी आती है. I'm serious. It's going to be the same thing. You earn 10 times that much of amount, you're going to enjoy in the same manner. So me and my friends used to enjoy our time even when we had 50 rupees in our pocket. किसी ने बोला था कि मुंबई में कोई भी काम करो दिल लगा के करो, that will lead you to the next job.
Yeah,
So they always happened in Mumbai, and I really believed in that. So I kept giving heart to everything, and just things happened.
So awesome. This is fascinating. I mean, we hear such stories, and I'll tell you why I want to ask that. Every person who really is pursuing a creative dream, especially because there is no paid salary that is going to come at the end of the month, everybody, I think, faces this, right? So what there are days where you were almost on the brink of giving up, but something kind of told you, listen, I have to keep going, so that all of us can really get inspired by that.
I'm seriously trying to think because I won't remember, and I don't think of yesterday what is gone. I'm serious. Well, because what happens is if I keep focusing on यार आज मैं ये difficulty हो रही है or this is what I faced, I'm not gonna give my 100% for my tomorrow or today. There have been times, of course, you do go into really low times where you're like, as I said, some factors like money and certain things will hit you. And you would be like, damn, have I taken a wrong decision of, suddenly shifting to Mumbai? मैंने parents को promise कर दिया, सबको promise कर दिया, सबने बोला hero बनो, लेकिन what is this happening? But I also knew that I somewhere had technical knowledge. I had a background in theater. So I was doing other things to keep myself busy, to be creative. Even though if you're not getting a break as an actor, I was handling stage setup for Rajat Kapoor and their theater production. I was making posters for somebody's play. I used to do 2 jobs in the same time. For Deepthi Naval, first half, for her film, I used to assist her make some edits, run to Rajat Kapoor's office, have lunch there. And, he would give lunch from his tiffin. So वहाँ मेरा खर्चा वो बच गया. And then, some of the play ka kaam and whatever he says. So I was also learning from these guys, but I was doing other stuff. So then you don't think of ki yaar, where are you headed? I mean, think of that one day. Just focus on that one day. Don't think of 10 days baad kya hoga. That is what I think. I think I'm today also, I just keep thinking of what I have to do today and tomorrow. I'm not going to think of 5 years later down. I mean, of course, I have dreams.
Of course.
But just to be around them, see them. I've seen Rajat Kapoor and Shahnaaz Patel. They own this really one of the oldest production houses theatre production also in India, Rage Productions. And there's a very beautiful play they do called Love Letters. They've done more than 250 shows of that play. It's one of India's oldest play, the Class of '84. When I've done sound for these plays. I'm sitting in the tech booth in Prithvi or wherever. I've seen them perform, these legends on stage perform, and I'm just like in awe. How do these guys come back in every time? So I'm trying to learn something every time by watching them, and you can always do that. So even now when I see some new actors on stage or in camera, I'm like, how are these guys doing it, man? I need to understand and learn. Because if you focus on something, learning new, your mind will be fresh. That's all.
Yeah. And I think that's a very, very positive mindset to have. So tell me the moment you bagged your first acting gig, not the short film, of course, that you were doing yourself, but something that really paid you, you thought it will put you on the map. What happened? Tell us that story.
I mean, I did small ads also. That was like for my friends also circle उस time पे जिनके साथ मैं रहता था. For them also it was like yeah, अरे पहला ad मिला है. My first ad was actually a Pepsi ad with MS Dhoni. But I've seen the 1 second in the back where when World Cup was happening long back and when he had an ad where he goes to a villager and you know that he has a helicopter shot which was Dhoni famous for. And you know जो farmer होता है बोलता है कि आप ऐसे ये चरखा घुमाओ and then he's like अरे यही तो मेरा helicopter shot है.
Okay.
But behind him, there's a villager standing with a netted t-shirt, वो गाँव का छोरा टाइप च्यू करते हैं जो हंसता है धोनी पे. तो वो मैं था. वो मैं 2 सेकंड के लिए दिखता हूँ. But for me, that ad was my first Pepsi ad. And I really enjoyed being on the set. I was in Film City, there was Dhoni there. That was my first big one. Like I'm in a big shoot in Mumbai.
Awesome.
I'm getting paid for it. Whatever small amount, but you get, it was not what I was doing on a big set. But of course, the first one definitely had to be Rock On 2, which was very, very special.
Yeah,
I think
I remember
I
that.
read the scenes, and Abhishek Banerjee, who's the casting director, was a wonderful actor himself.
Yeah.
Oh, Banerjee, when he met me and he made me understand this is the part, I said, yeah, I will come for 4 scenes, but those 4 scenes are so important in the film. And we worked a lot behind giving that audition. And when that got cracked, I think I realized that I'm going the right path. I mean, my approach towards acting is at least right.
I think that role also landed you Upstarts, I remember. I think the director of Upstarts said that he saw you in Rock On 2 and that's how he wanted to cast you. So one led to the other. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Now, everybody who's listening to you is now going to go to YouTube and look for all the ads that you've acted in, because that would be awesome to just look
I don't know if they'll be able to recognize me or find me, but they're.
So now we are going to go to a slightly easier, lighter section. We call it bites. So we are going to give you 1-line question and you can answer in 1 line. And it can be witty, fun and no pressure. I mean, whatever comes very quickly from you is great. Okay. So the first thing, 1 myth about being an actor.
I think people think that even in real life, you have to be an entertainer in the room. I have a problem when I'm in a party. I'm very good one-on-one. I love having conversation. But in a big room where there are a lot of people, I can't be the entertainer in the room. But they're like, "Arey, aap to actor hai." Lekin to kya hoga?
The other question is, apart from acting, what inspires you? You spoke about sports. Did you play any sports?
Professionally into cricket. I played for Karnataka regional under 14 and under 16. And Manish Pandey was very close. So we were in the same batch. Robin Uthappa was my senior. And I used to play for Karnataka Institute of Cricket for 6 to 8 years, regionals, Karnataka region, not national.
So one thing lockdown has taught you.
Lockdown has taught me कि egg curry में टमाटर और प्याज mix करके डालोगे तो gravy thick बनती है.
Okay, so you're cooking now every day.
I'm cooking very well. I've become good with my specialty is egg curry, curd rice, and some more dishes which I've become better at. And if you cook slowly, the dish becomes much better, which also is a very creative thing. I realize cooking gives you patience. You take your time to cook that dish. Even Pankaj Tripathi sir had said it once. If you see in one of his interviews that he loves cooking, he cooks on set because it gives him a very different perspective towards, performance. You're just lost with yourself and you're just doing something. You're creating something in the day.
Interesting. I'm a horrible cook, but okay, I appreciate whatever you're saying.
Even after lockdown, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. Lockdown में सब cook बन गए.
नहीं, मेरे घर पे लोग हैं जो कुक करने में पसंद करते हैं, so I don't have to do it, thankfully. Okay, cool. What's your favorite go-to movie of all times?
The many, but Hindi में तो I would say I think all of us love doing Andaz Apna Apna anytime. and that's like you don't know anything. You want fun time pass, fun. You just put on that. English, I just go. If I don't know anything, I would just start watching any Martin Scorsese film. All the older ones, Robert De Niro and Taxi Driver to anything.
Yeah.
Just pick up anything and start watching.
Which song lifts your mood? Like on a bad day?
Big fan of Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. So his one particular song, which is in this film called Into the Wild, there's a song called Hard Sun. That is one song I have to listen to every day. Sometime in the morning or in the evening, I definitely play Hard Sun. But in Hindi music, if I have to really shift, then any A.R. Rahman song. I mean, I would just pick up any of these Dil Se or one of those songs.
So people loved you anyway. So my community is a huge travel loving people. So the moment you speak about Into the Wild, everybody is just going to love you a lot more right now.
I think I wanted to do something like that after watching the film.
Okay, cool. So now we'll come to choices, this or that. Bangalore or Mumbai?
Both, but now I would say Mumbai.
So Vikramaditya Motwane, who directed you in Bhavish Joshi, or Sam Hargrave, I'm not asking who's a better director, both are great. Whose style organically fitted your acting process?
Motwane, sir. Definitely. Vikramaditya Motwane. We kind of connected a lot. Also, both of us are a little bit new. Both of us are kind of Bhavish Joshi in real life also. So we kind of...
I wanted to ask you that. Okay.
He himself is also quite a Bhavish Joshi in real life. And even I am. So I think we connected there anyway to the idea of the character and, how to approach this guy.
So, see, for me in Bhavish Joshi, I think you were the best part. When you say Bhavish Joshi, is it the strict part of it or it is being too honest or idealistic? What do you mean when you say both of us are Bhavish Joshi?
What Bhavish does, what Bhavish believes in. That have fun. I think all of us millennials today are, we have a fun. We want a beer. We want to have chill out time with our friends. Yeah. But we are very particular of what government is doing, what our street is like. We will make sure, at least one thing, sab to hote hi hai. I'm very particular about traffic. I've traveled around the world and I've seen that little traffic discipline we Indians really need. And that thing which I do of red light cross nahi karna in Bhavish, I have done anyway in life. I've done with lots of people in life. And I've stopped my bullet and I've actually directed traffic people who are coming wrong way. So I told Motwane sir, ye cheezein to kari in life.
So I have also, I think, seen one of your food shows where you talk about the crisp brown dosa from MTR in Bangalore and Death by Chocolate from Corner House. So I'm thinking of treating myself after this interview. What do you think I should order?
Both. Order both because then one will be the meal and one will be the dessert. No, you're taking a savory thing like a masala. And MTR crisp dosa is one of the best dosas you can have. Yeah. And Death by Chocolate was a place to go for dates. School dates is to let me take you to for Death by Chocolate,
So you've done a lot of work on the web, right? So the experience, and I know it's a bit of a stupid question to ask web series or films. Tell me from an experience perspective, what do you really like most?
Yeah, brother, I haven't done full format web series, which they say. Something like a 45-minute, 50-minute, like Sacred Games, Made in Heaven, these kinds. Soulmates, which I've done a full web series, is a mini web series. Every episode
like
is
15 minutes. Yeah.
And a whole series, you can finish it in 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
But when you're telling a story and your character is getting built for 8 hours, 8 episodes, then there's lots to do with that character. You can build a lot, you have to play a lot, audience doesn't have to get bored. So I'm really looking forward to doing something like that. There are some in the pipeline and I want to approach them very differently. But of course, for now I would say films because I've done more films than web.
That's right. So talking about Soulmates, I actually haven't seen it before. So when I was preparing for this interview, I watched it and I got everybody around me to watch it. I quite liked Soulmates. I wish there was a season 2. After that last scene when you leave.
Everybody wants that. Everybody, we ended it like that. If you see the 10th episode ends in that manner, we all want the second season. Every day I get this question on Instagram. Things didn't work out between certain films when I was doing. Anshul was busy doing something else. They've already spoken to us for season 2, so that's a good thing. That right now we got a call saying that are we on? We said definitely we are on. We are interested to do season 2. When the call happened, pandemic had just started, so we didn't know how long this is going to go.
So we'll quickly come back to the descriptive questions and probably do it for 5 minutes and then open the house for questions from the audience. I want to know specifically about your experience on some of the work that you did. So in Extraction, you didn't really have a scene with Mr. Hemsworth, and I know you spoke about meeting him. Tell me, a bit more than the fact that he's a big star. You guys spoke about India, but what was the vibe like?
That when you meet him, all these words, as you said, that a superstar. I all had that in my mind that whenever I meet him, but you meet him and you feel like a friend. I mean, his vibe is so calm and cool and relaxed that we met in the Vanity Van. We started chatting, and I didn't feel like I'm sitting with Thor and Chris Hemsworth. Sitting next to me, started playing music, and the way we chatted, I felt like I'm just meeting another co-act, which is a great thing because you feel somebody is a superstar and all that only when that vibe comes from them somewhere, but when you meet them on screen, it's a different thing. When you meet them in person, they're all very relaxed.
So in Extraction, and after I put out the story, for you, everybody wrote to me about asking questions on that 12-minute scene. I know you were not there, but what is your favorite scene from Extraction?
I mean, just for me, Extraction, just being on set was a grand thing, and just a lot of the experience of being there. There's two things. One is when you're on set, shooting wise, what was your favorite is a different thing. How it came out, and then when you watch it on screen, which is your favorite. Of course, the 12-minute scene is one of the finest action I have seen in recent times.
Crazy.
One of the best action I've seen in action film. But my own scene, of course, I loved the terrace scene when Amir was introduced the first time, because there was a certain thought behind it that Amir shouldn't get up from his seat and will only sit and talk. And that was a idea which I gave Sam, and Sam really liked it. And that is why in the dining room scene, when he comes and gives me his finger, I get up. Small things make a lot of difference for a young guy to be that gangster in a big palace. But shooting-wise, I really enjoyed the palace sequence. The grand scale. You felt actually like a prince in that palace. You see that sequence when it starts, there Ferraris coming in, there's a casino happening, there's a lot of party going on, and you're sitting in a gold chair and there's a gold table with big food laid out. So shooting experience-wise, that I really liked. As I said, on a whole, Extraction was a very, very different, big experience, and I think I'm grateful that such early in my career I got to do a film like this with Russo.
Yeah. And I think it was quite an anti-casting after watching you in, Soulmates and Bhavish Joshi to kind of consider you for that role. I think it adds a lot to the flavor of the acting that you will probably do in future. Yeah, amazing. So guys, I've just opened up this for your questions. So please put in your questions. And there are many questions which I already have in front of me. Quickly on...
we don't take questions. If in the comments, I'll tell you if they're my friends and family, we don't take questions from them.
So you have to tell me who's your friends and family, because I know my friends and family.
Okay, I can take it from your friends and family, but not my friends and family. Then they should call me and ask me questions. Now they can't come on a chat and they can ask me questions. So we'll better keep it to people who I don't know. I get lots of Instagram questions, and I try to reply to them, but a lot of them I'm not able to. I would love to reply to them.
Yeah. I think one question is coming. What was your process to get the mannerisms and accent right in Extraction? I think you touched upon that a bit, but I think a little more about the process.
Accent, definitely, it was all on the coach. For 2 months, we had to sit and I did video calling. I was shooting somewhere else. I did a British series, which is not telecasted in India. So I was shooting for that in Sri Lanka. I was on a video call and chatting with my Rafael, the tutor, and, learning Bengal. So I think the accent came from obviously just trying to get his style and everything. Mannerism, I really wanted to not make him a villain. Like speak, I said I don't have to shout to show my power. I don't have to look menacing to be menacing. Like the menace can come from inside. It is that setup. It is his order. I mean, he has 1,200 people to fire his gun. He doesn't have to lift his gun to shoot. That is his menace. So I think those kind of mannerism I tried. So as I said, not getting up from your seat. The prince would only sit there and order, right? He doesn't have to get up to do things. So those kind of things.
I think there's a certain sense of composure, and if there is a word called coldness, I think which makes this character very interesting.
Yeah. Making it true. Because if I really feel it, if I am emotionally connected with that character, only then the audience will get connected.
That's true. And which of course happened. So quickly tell us about your future projects. We of course saw the announcement of working on Rashmi Rocket opposite Tapsi Pannu. I don't even know whether you could start the shooting and this lockdown happened. When are you going to start?
I had totally started working on it. Tapsi was shooting for a film in Haridwar while she was training. She was playing an athlete in the film. I started prepping to become an army guy, so I started, putting on a little weight, and my haircut was done, and we started. I had to grow a mustache, everything. March, April, May was our time to finish the film. And I was really looking forward to it. And we started working on the script. And Mr. Corona happened and just spoiled all the plan. And now we are hoping, but it's going to happen definitely. Whenever the things have become fine, when we're out of danger permanently, then we'll start shooting.
Because I guess all these workout and apps pictures because of your Rashmi Rocket preparation.
Yeah.
So we assume that. Okay.
We can maintain that now till we start shooting. But now lockdown है तो ठीक है. Now I'm taking it easy.
अब तो egg curry और tomato curry is taking care of it. Yeah. Cool. Almost end of the show. The last question that I really want to ask you is that what will be your message to all the young guys? What will you tell? It's a young Priyankshu.
I would say that please keep working on yourself. Let's focus on your craft. And because it won't happen कि एक दिन वो film मिलेगी and उसी दिन आप prove करोगे. You can't blow up on that one day of your shoot, and you'll have to take small steps, and every small step has to be a beautiful step. So keep working on yourself. Do lots of short films. Aajkal there's online you can do so many things. You just go on Insta Live and start performing. Do theater. Start working on your craft so much that the day you get that big opportunity, you're already prepared and you get the gold medal there. I mean, that's the idea. And there is opportunity today by, web has opened up. And if you're not getting an opportunity, make your own opportunity. Make your own short film. Just shoot yourself on the phone. Just keep doing monologue readings. I would also say start doing exercises where you're, in the moment. As an actor, when you're on set, you have to be in the moment. When you're in the moment and you can feel your character is when you're going to portray it very well. So there are two things which I really follow. Don't be somebody in your head in real life. Because otherwise you won't be able to play somebody on screen. Okay, just be neutral in life so that you can fit into other shoes to play characters when you're going on screen. If you're already going to be somebody in your head, ki main aisa hoon, then you're going to have lots of questions when you're going to approach different characters. Observe people around you. There's so much to learn. And I think for a moment, what I do, one more exercise is every day, just one thing. Sit for 5 minutes. Maybe if you like coffee, you like tea, just concentrate on the coffee. Take your sip very, very slowly and then enjoy that sip every time. So what will happen is that will get you to that moment. And on set, when there are 100 people shouting around you and there's a lot of lighting, camera, and you have to concentrate on that one thing that helps you to come to that center. Which is what I do, which is what helps me to give audition or when I go and act. So you can put me in busy street and tell me you have to do this. This thing doesn't matter around me. So I think those kind of small exercises you should keep doing yourself, because otherwise it is not about ki audition crack karna. It is not about wo ho jayega. Audition will get cracked, and the day you'll get an opportunity, you'll do a beautiful job, and people would like your work. And I think never stop learning is the idea.
Yeah. Awesome. I think very useful information. I'm definitely taking away all the good things we learned from you. Very inspiring, Priyankshu, and especially meditating with coffee is something that I'm going to do right from tomorrow morning. Okay, so thank you so much. We are very, very proud of you.
Do you make coffee? You don't make coffee. You said you don't make stuff.
No, I make coffee. Coffee utna kar lete hain. Okay, so thank you so much. We're going to end the show right now. It's been lovely talking to you. All the very best. Can't wait to see what you're doing next, and we will definitely cheer for you. Thank you, Priyankshu.
Thank you so much. Be safe, stay protected. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the love.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.